One Gospel, version 2, part 62. John the Baptist's execution is described. Matthew 14, 1-11, Mark 6, 14-28, Luke 9, 7-9. And at that time Herod the Tetrarch heard of the report of all being done by Yeshua, for his name became well known. And he was perplexed, because it was said by some that Yochanan had risen from the dead, and by some that Eliyahu had appeared, and by others that one of the ancient prophets had risen again. And Herod said, I have beheaded Yochanan, but who is this concerning whom I hear such things? And he sought to see him. And he said to his servants, This is Yochanan the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore the powers are at work in him. Others said that it is Eliyahu, and others said that it is a prophet, or like one of the prophets. And when Herod heard, he said, This is Yochanan whom I beheaded. He is risen from the dead. For Herod himself had sent forth and laid hold of Yochanan and bound him, and put him in the prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, because he had married her. For Yochanan said to Herod, It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife. And Herodias held it against him, and wanted to kill him, but she could not. And he would have put him to death, but he feared the multitude, because they held him as a prophet. For Herod feared Yochanan, knowing that he was a righteous and a holy man, and he protected him. And when he heard him, he did many things, and heard him gladly. And an opportune day came when Herod's birthday was celebrated. Herod made a formal meal on his birthday for his nobles, military commanders, and the first in rank of the Galilee. And the daughters of the same Herodias came in and danced in the midst, and pleased Herod and those who reclined with him. Therefore the king professed with an oath to give her whatever she might desire, saying to the girl, Ask of me whatever you want, and I will give it to you. And he swore to her, Whatever you shall ask of me, I will give it to you, up to half of my kingdom. And she went forth and said to her mother, What shall I ask? And she said, The head of Yochanan the Baptist. And she, having been instigated by her mother, came in immediately with haste to the king and asked, saying, I want you to give me the head of Yochanan the Baptist here on a platter immediately. And the king was exceedingly grieved. But because of the oaths and those reclining with him, he did not want to reject her. And immediately he commanded his head be brought. And the king sent an executioner, and he went and beheaded Yochanan in the prison, and brought his head on a platter, and gave it to the girl. And the girl gave it to her mother.